She wasn't like the other captured aliens. Her species, the Luminara, possessed a unique bioadaptive intelligence that made her more than just another trafficked commodity. Beneath her seemingly fragile exterior lay a network of neural pathways that could interface with complex technological systems, a secret she carefully concealed from her captors. The station itself was a marvel of galactic engineering, a massive ring-shaped structure rotating slowly around a neutron star, its exterior covered in adaptive camouflage panels that could blend into the surrounding cosmic radiation. Thousands of beings from hundreds of star systems moved through its labyrinthine corridors, most unaware of the dark underbelly that kept this massive machine functioning. Slave traders, black market tech dealers, and criminal syndicates operated with ruthless efficiency. Alien species were sorted, catalogued, and prepared for sale like livestock, their individual identities stripped away. Gina had watched dozens of her fellow captives be processed, their eyes losing hope with each passing moment. Her containment pod was located in Sector 7, a region known for its maximum security protocols. Robotic sentinels with multispectral scanners patrolled continuously, their metallic limbs moving with inhuman precision. Electromagnetic dampening fields prevented any unauthorized communication or escape attempts. But Gina was different. She had been gathering information, studying the station's complex systems. Her people were known for their extraordinary adaptive capabilities, a biological evolution that allowed them to understand and manipulate technological networks at a molecular level. Each day, she learned more about the station's weaknesses, storing information in her remarkable neural network. The slave traders who captured her believed she was just another pretty alien, valuable for entertainment and service. They didn't realize that every scan, every interaction was being meticulously analyzed and recorded in her living memory. Outside her cell, a massive cargo hold bustled with activity. Massive cargo droids moved containers filled with rare minerals, exotic biological specimens, and unfortunately sentient beings treated as merchandise. Holographic displays flickered with transaction details, pricing different species based on their perceived value and capabilities. Gina's thoughts drifted to her homeworld, a planet of living crystal forests and quantum communication networks. She remembered the stories of resistance, of survival against impossible odds. Her grandmother's last words echoed in her mind. "Intelligence is the most powerful weapon. Never let them see your true strength." The station's artificial gravity hummed softly, a constant reminder of the technological marvel that trapped her. Nearby cells contained beings from various star systems, some humanoid, some so alien they defied traditional biological classifications. Reptilian creatures with multiple limbs, gaseous entities contained in specialized environmental suits, silicon-based life forms that communicated through light pulses. Her containment pod was designed to suppress her natural abilities. Specialized. Energy fields kept her bioluminescent skin from signaling, her adaptive neural networks from connecting with surrounding technologies. But even these advanced systems had microscopic vulnerabilities, and Gina was patient. She had noticed a particular maintenance robot that passed her cell every 3.7 standard galactic hours. Its programming seemed slightly corrupted, leaving tiny windows of computational vulnerability. These moments, though brief, were her potential gateway to something more. The slave traders spoke openly around her, believing her incapable of understanding their complex communication protocols. They discussed upcoming auctions, potential buyers, and the lucrative market for exotic alien companions. Little did they know, every word was being translated, analyzed, and stored in her remarkable memory. As another shift of robotic guards rotated, Gina allowed her skin to briefly shimmer, a microscopic burst of encoded information so fast that no scanner could detect it. She was preparing, gathering intelligence, waiting for the perfect moment. Her rescue would not be a matter of chance, but a calculated liberation that would shake the very foundations of this galactic trafficking network. End of Part 1. The Maintenance. Corridors of Orbital Station Delta, were a maze of flickering emergency lights and humming power conduits. Park Ki-hyun moved like a shadow, his advanced tactical suit absorbing ambient heat signatures and masking his presence from the station's sophisticated surveillance systems. He wasn't a typical rescue operative. Years of working in the galaxy's most dangerous human-alien conflict zones had transformed him into something more, a living weapon with a razor-sharp moral compass. His latest mission was different. A classified data packet had arrived through an encrypted quantum communication channel, revealing the existence of a high-value alien captive with potential strategic importance. Ki-hyun's augmented vision scanned the corridor, multiple data streams overlaying his visual field. Micro-sensors in his gloves detected minute variations in metal composition, helping him navigate the station's complex infrastructure. Each step was calculated, each movement planned with military precision. The trafficking network here was more than just a simple criminal operation. It was a sophisticated ecosystem of illegal trade, connected to some of the most powerful syndicates in the known galaxy. Weapons, biological technologies, rare minerals, and sentient beings were all commodities in this dark marketplace. A maintenance robot rounded the corner, its multi-jointed limbs moving with mechanical efficiency. Most operatives would have hidden or neutralized the machine. Ki-hyun did something unexpected. He interfaced with its systems using a custom-built quantum hacking module that allowed him to become part of the station's internal communication network. Moments later, he was inside Sector 7, the most secure section of the entire station. Gina watched with impossible stillness as the human entered her containment area. Unlike the brutal traders and guards she'd encountered, this human moved differently. There was a calculated precision to his movements, an intelligence that radiated beyond mere physical capability. Their first interaction was a silent communication. Ki-hyun's augmented systems detected something unusual about the alien female. Her bio-readings were extraordinary, unlike any species profile in his extensive database. Her skin seemed to pulse with an internal communication network that defied standard biological understanding. "Who sent you?" Gina's voice was a soft whisper, modulated to avoid detection by the surrounding surveillance systems. Ki-hyun's response came through a micro-laser communication beam, invisible to standard detection. "Methods. A mutual friend who believes you're more than just another trafficked commodity." The station around them was a living organism of technology and controlled chaos. Automated defense systems hummed with potential energy. Robotic sentinels patrolled interconnected corridors. Massive energy conduits channeled power through the station's central core, creating a complex network of technological arteries. Gina understood something fundamental in that moment. This human was different. He saw her as a being with potential, not a product to be bought and sold. Their escape would require more than physical strength. It would demand a perfect synchronization of human tactical skills and alien adaptive intelligence. The station's security systems were designed to prevent any unauthorized extraction. Multiple layers of quantum encryption, biometric scanning, and robotic defense mechanisms stood between them and freedom. But Ki-hyun had prepared for this. Years of operating in the galaxy's most dangerous regions had taught him that technology could always be outsmarted, and complex systems always had vulnerabilities. Gina's unique neural network began interfacing with the station's systems through microscopic quantum connections. Her abilities went beyond simple hacking. She could literally communicate with the technological infrastructure, understanding its fundamental language. A series of subtle manipulations began. Emergency protocols were gently nudged. Security, subroutines were carefully redirected. The entire station would soon believe that their current position was part of a standard maintenance procedure. Ki-hyun activated a specialized electromagnetic pulse generator concealed in his tactical gear. The device would create momentary computational confusion, providing a narrow window of opportunity for their escape. Their alliance was forming, not through words, but through a complex dance of technological manipulation and mutual understanding. Two beings from different worlds, united by a common goal of liberation. The cold metal walls of Orbital Station Delta seemed to breathe with a menacing rhythm, pulsing with the desperate hopes and crushed dreams of countless captives. Gina's delicate fingers traced the invisible energy barrier of her containment cell, her iridescent skin shifting colors like a living mood ring, blue for despair, flashing hints of silver when hope flickered momentarily. The station held its breath, unaware that its most secure sector was about to experience a breach unlike any in its operational history. End of Part 2. The station's internal systems began to pulse with controlled chaos. Alarms that should have screamed remained eerily silent, a testament to Gina's remarkable ability to manipulate technological networks. Ki-hyun moved with the precision of a quantum-trained operative, his augmented body a perfect machine of survival and strategic thinking. Their first challenge was the primary security checkpoint, a massive titanium-reinforced corridor monitored by neural-linked robotic sentinels. These weren't simple machines, but intelligent systems capable of predictive threat analysis. Each sentinel possessed computational power that could process millions of potential scenarios in microseconds. Gina's unique abilities began to shine. Her skin rippled with complex bioelectromagnetic patterns, creating localized interference that confused the sentinels' scanning protocols. To the robotic guardians, they appeared as nothing more than routine maintenance personnel. Ki-hyun's tactical gear was a marvel of human engineering. Nano-adaptive camouflage shifted and changed, matching the corridor's metal surfaces. Specialized dampening fields masked their biological signatures, making them practically invisible to the station's advanced tracking systems. A massive cargo drone suddenly activated in their path, a potential interceptor designed to block unauthorized movement. Most would see an insurmountable obstacle. Ki-hyun saw an opportunity. Interface with its control systems, he whispered to Gina, his voice a low, calculated tone. Her neural networks reached out, dancing through the drone's computational matrix. Lines of quantum code became her fingers, gently redirecting the massive machine's primary directive. Within moments, the potential threat transformed into their unexpected ally. The station's interior was a labyrinth of technological wonder. Holographic displays flickered with real-time data. Massive energy conduits pulsed with contained power. Automated systems moved with mechanical precision, creating a symphony of technological complexity. Pursuit was inevitable. 3 specialized hunter-killer drones emerged from concealed access points, their weapon systems charging with deadly precision. Designed to neutralize high-value escape attempts, these machines represented the pinnacle of anti-personnel technology. Ki-hyun's combat experience kicked into overdrive. Years of operating in hostile galactic zones had prepared him for moments like these. He activated a specialized quantum disruption module, a device that would create localized computational chaos. The drone's targeting systems went haywire. Holographic targeting reticles spun wildly, weapon systems flickering between multiple impossible targets. It was technological warfare at its most intricate level. Gina's contribution was equally impressive. Her adaptive biology allowed her to generate localized electromagnetic pulses, creating additional interference. To the pursuing systems, their escape route became a maze of computational uncertainty. A massive blast door began to close, the station's final line of defense. Ki-hyun calculated they had precisely 7.3 seconds to pass through. Most humans would have seen this as an impossible challenge. He saw it as a mathematical problem waiting to be solved. The cargo drone they had previously hijacked now became their primary tool. With precise movements, Ki-hyun guided it to create a momentary physical barrier, disrupting the door's closing mechanism. Gina simultaneously uploaded a complex viral algorithm that confused the door's control systems. They slipped through with milliseconds to spare. The station's central core began to react. Massive energy systems recalibrated, attempting to lock down their escape route. But each system they passed became subtly compromised, a testament to their combined abilities. Ki-hyun's communication implant received a series of coded transmissions, evidence that their escape was creating ripples far beyond this single station. Someone powerful was very interested in their unexpected liberation. Their destination was a small maintenance shuttle, positioned in a secondary docking bay. Not a glamorous escape vehicle, but one perfectly suited for avoiding immediate detection. Its systems were older, less connected, a technological blind spot in the station's sophisticated network. As they approached the shuttle, Gina realized something profound. This wasn't just an escape. This was the beginning of something much larger, a journey that would challenge everything she understood about human capabilities and her own potential. The shuttle's engines hummed to life, a soft mechanical whisper promising freedom and unknown. Adventures end of Part 3. The colony world of New Horizons stretched before them like a canvas of hope and healing. Rolling hills of adaptive terraformed landscapes merged seamlessly with advanced ecological structures, creating a sanctuary for those who had survived the galaxy's harshest experiences. Ki-Hyun's contacts had prepared a specialized medical and rehabilitation center, a place far removed from the cold mechanical world of Orbital Station Delta. The facility was more than a medical complex. It was a bridge between survival and genuine recovery. Gina's first steps on solid ground were tentative, her body still adjusting to the concept of freedom. Her bioluminescent skin flickered with complex emotional patterns, uncertainty, hope, and a deep-seated trauma that ran deeper than physical wounds. The medical team was unlike any she had encountered. Led by Dr. Park Yoon-ki, a renowned xenobiological specialist, they approached her with a combination of scientific curiosity and genuine compassion. Advanced medical scanners mapped her unique physiological structure, revealing layers of adaptive biological mechanisms that defied conventional understanding. Ki-Hyun watched from a distance, his own wounds, both physical and psychological, finding a strange resonance in Gina's recovery process. Years of covert operations had taught him that healing was never a linear journey. The rehabilitation center was a marvel of human, technological, and emotional engineering. Holographic therapy modules allowed Gina to process her traumatic experiences in controlled, safe environments. Quantum neural interfaces helped her rebuild psychological barriers that had been systematically destroyed during her captivity. What surprised the medical team most was Gina's remarkable resilience. Her neural networks didn't just heal, they adapted, learned, and transformed. Each therapy session revealed layers of incredible biological complexity. She wasn't just recovering, she was evolving. Ki-Hyun began to understand something profound about her species. The Luminara weren't just survivors, they were living technologies, biological systems that could reconstruct themselves at fundamental levels. Every traumatic experience became integrated into their evolutionary framework. Their relationship evolved beyond rescuer and rescued. Long conversations explored the depths of their different experiences. Gina learned about human concepts of freedom, individual agency, and personal choice, ideas that were revolutionary to her previously controlled existence. The colony itself was a testament to human adaptability. Ecological domes created miniature worlds, each a perfect balance of technological intervention and natural growth. Refugees from dozens of star systems found sanctuary here, their stories of survival intertwining like complex neural networks. Advanced healing chambers used a combination of quantum regeneration and adaptive biotechnology. Gina's physical injuries began to transform, her body rebuilding itself with an efficiency that constantly amazed her human caregivers. Ki-Hyun's own healing was more psychological. Years of covert operations had created emotional barriers that he had never truly confronted. Gina's unique perspective, her ability to see beyond surface-level experiences, began to break down his carefully constructed emotional walls. Their communication evolved beyond words. Complex emotional exchanges happened through subtle bioelectromagnetic interactions, a language that bridged their biological differences. She could read the micro-expressions of trauma in his body language. He could understand the complex emotional shifts in her bioluminescent skin patterns. The colony's legal team began working on her case. Documentation of her illegal capture, the complex network of trafficking operations, became a potential weapon against galactic criminal syndicates. Gina transformed from a victim to a key witness, her unique abilities providing unprecedented insights into these criminal networks. Weeks turned into months. The rehabilitation process was neither quick nor simple. It was a complex dance of technological intervention, emotional support, and individual resilience. Ki-hyun realized something fundamental had changed. This wasn't just a rescue mission anymore. This was the beginning of something much larger, a potential bridge between species, a new understanding of what connection truly meant. As the twin suns of New Horizons set, casting golden light across the ecological domes, Gina and Ki-hyun sat together. Two beings from different worlds, united by an experience that transcended traditional boundaries of rescue and survival. The galaxy watched, uncertain of what would come next. End of Part 4. The galactic judicial complex hung in space like a massive, crystalline structure, its transparent walls reflecting the infinite darkness of the cosmos. Hundreds of species from across known space converged here, a testament to the complex legal machinery that attempted to maintain order in a chaotic universe. Gina's testimony would become more than just a personal account. It would be a systemic, expose that would shake the foundations of multiple criminal networks. Her unique ability to interface with technological systems meant she could reconstruct entire communication networks, revealing the intricate web of trafficking operations. Ki-hyun stood beside her, no longer just a rescuer but a critical witness. His years of covert operations had prepared him for this moment. The quantum-encrypted data modules they had collected told a story far more complex than anyone had imagined. The trafficking network wasn't just a simple criminal enterprise, it was a multidimensional system that touched nearly every major political and economic structure in the known galaxy. Government officials, corporate executives, and criminal syndicates were all interconnected in ways that defied traditional understanding of corruption. Advanced holographic displays began to reconstruct the entire network. Each connection point lit up like a neural network, showing the complex relationships between different trafficking organizations. Blue lines represented financial transactions, red lines showed communication networks, and green lines mapped transportation routes. Dr. Park Yoon-ki, the xenobiological specialist who had helped in Gina's rehabilitation, provided critical scientific testimony. His research revealed the depth of physiological and psychological trauma inflicted on trafficked species. It was no longer just a legal case, it was an exposure of systematic dehumanization. The judicial proceedings were unlike anything in human history. Multiple species sat in judgment, their unique physiological and cultural perspectives creating a complex legal framework. Holographic translators worked in real time, breaking down language and communication barriers. Ki-hyun's tactical database became a crucial piece of evidence. Years of covert intelligence gathering had prepared him for this moment. Each encrypted file, each carefully preserved communication log, became a weapon against the trafficking networks. Gina's contribution went beyond traditional testimony. Her ability to interface with technological systems allowed her to reconstruct communication networks that had been carefully hidden, encrypted channels, quantum communication pathways. Nothing remained hidden from her unique abilities. The most shocking revelations came from the highest levels of galactic governance. What had appeared to be isolated criminal activities were actually part of a much larger system of controlled exploitation. Government agencies, corporate structures, and criminal syndicates were so deeply intertwined that they had become virtually indistinguishable. Advanced AI judicial systems processed the information, creating comprehensive models of the criminal network. Each connection point was analyzed, each transaction traced, each communication pathway mapped with mathematical precision. Ki-hyun understood the true nature of their mission now. This wasn't just about rescuing one individual. This was about exposing a system that had existed for generations, a network of exploitation that spanned entire star systems. The judicial complex became a beacon of hope for thousands of trafficked species. Gina's testimony provided a framework for understanding the complex mechanisms of systematic oppression. Her unique perspective bridged biological and cultural differences, creating a universal language of justice. Quantum communication networks, began to buzz with the implications of their testimony. Species that had previously been isolated began to connect, sharing information and building solidarity. What had started as a personal rescue mission was transforming into a galactic movement. As the final pieces of evidence were presented, something remarkable happened. The complex holographic displays began to show not just the criminal network, but the potential for a different kind of galactic society. Lines of communication that had previously represented exploitation now suggested cooperation, understanding, and mutual respect. Ki-hyun looked at Gina, understanding that they had become more than just individuals. They were now symbols of resistance, living proof that individual action could create systemic change. The verdict was unprecedented. Not just punishment, but a complete restructuring of galactic legal and economic systems. Trafficking networks would be dismantled, compensation systems established, and new protocols created to prevent future exploitation. As the judicial proceedings concluded, the crystalline structure of the galactic judicial complex seemed to pulse with a new kind of energy. Hope, fragile but undeniable, spread across the infinite darkness of space. Their journey was far from over. But for the first time, the galaxy seemed to be listening. End of Part 5.